Hey everyone, it's that math magician. On this video, we're going to continue looking at prisms, but we're going to focus now on finding the volume for a rectangular prism. If you've not yet seen my video on what makes a prism, I would suggest you go and watch the introduction and definition video first, where I go over what exactly a prism is. Because for this video, we're going to jump straight into an example problem of how we can find the volume for that three-dimensional figure in the upper left corner. That is a rectangular prism. The reason why I know it's a rectangular prism is that its base shape, the base of that shape on the bottom, is a rectangle. Notice that that rectangle on the bottom is also the same as the rectangle on the top, because that's what a prism is. It is just rectangles being stacked on top of each other to form this three-dimensional prism. Now, we have a rectangular prism here. I want to find the volume. Remember, volume refers to the space that this prism occupies. Another way to think about it is, this sort of looks like a box. How much stuff can you fit inside the box? How much space is inside? That's what volume refers to, and that's what we want to find. Now, what's really nice about prisms is that we have a volume formula that works for any prism you come across. Not just a rectangular prism, but anyone. And that formula that we're going to use is volume equals area of the base times the height. Now, notice that there are two things in there that we need to find. First, we need to find the area of the base shape. What is our base shape for this prism? Whatever it is, we have to find that area. After we find that area, then we want to find the height of the prism and multiply the two. Now let's start with the area of the base. Well, the base shape here for this prism is a rectangle. We see it, I've already highlighted it out on the bottom. I've also highlighted out on the top. Those are the base shapes. The base shape for this prism is a rectangle because it is a rectangular prism. So what I have to do first is I have to find the area for that rectangle. And to find the area of a rectangle, we know, or at least I hope we know, that we either just have to do base times height or length times width, right? That's how you find the area for a rectangle. You just do length times width. Well, I'm looking at that rectangle there on the bottom. I see that it has a length of 18 meters and a width of 7 meters. So I need to take those two numbers, plug it into my area formula. Again, this is the area formula for a rectangle. And I'm going to take 18 and I'm going to multiply it by 7. And I'm going to find out that the area of this rectangle is 18 times 7. It is 126 meters squared. That is the area of our base shape for this prism. Now, we did not ask to find the area of this prism. We asked to find the volume. So now imagine that we have this rectangle there on the bottom, and its area is 126 square meters. And we see this number here that we haven't used yet. That is the height of this prism. Notice it's on the vertical side of this prism. That means there are 12 meters stacked of this rectangle. So to finish out my volume formula, all I have to do is take that area of 126 square meters and multiply it by the height of this prism, which is 12 meters. So I take the 12 meters, I multiply it by 126, and I see that the volume for this rectangular prism is 1,512 meters cubed. Be sure to remember that when you're dealing with volume, that your units will always be cubed. If you're sitting there trying to figure out why are we having cubic meters instead of square meters, I'll tell you right now why. Notice that I took these three sides and I essentially multiplied all three sides together. For a rectangular prism, that's basically what you're doing. Because the area formula is 18 times 7, and then we multiply it by 12. Well, notice that I'm taking meters and I'm multiplying it 3 times. So meters times meters times meters is going to give us meters cubed. That is why we have to have cubic meters there. When we found the area, we only did 18 times 17. That's why for area we use meters squared. But that's it. That's how you find the volume for a rectangular prism. Find the area of the base rectangle and then times it by the height. It's that math magician, and I'll see you on the next video.